Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And my cat wants to get out of this room. Fine, hold on a second, let me let him out. So this is gonna be a really cash setup, and also do not mind if you see something weird with this eye because it's actually a little bit swollen. I have a little bit of a sore eye situation, hence why I don't have literally any makeup on my eye except for this like pathetic wing that I have. So I thought it'll be really nice to just talk about some new releases since we are well into 2018. Can you believe it? Oh my god, it is like mid-March. March is ending and we're gonna be straight into April, and the next thing you know, 2018 is gonna be all gone. I'm just gonna talk about the 4 that I have with me, and we're gonna start with my favorite release so far. It is Diptyque's Fleur de Peau. I think this one comes only in the other Femme. Just a preface, this is gonna be like a first impression because I haven't had that many wearings of each fragrance to really develop a solid opinion on them. My first impression of this is I love it. This actually came out, I think, part of their Diptyque's 50th, or was it 40th anniversary. So they released Fleur de Peau and they also released Tempo, and Tempo is a really heavy, like it's heavy on the patchouli. It's a very patchouli heavy based scent. What am I saying? Oh my god. And Fleur de Peau is a more subtle, subdued kind of release, I guess, between the two. This one is really kind of powdery, but not in a talcum powder or like a makeup powder kind of way. It's more of like a really clean, dry powder. This is Anbrette dominant, and it also has notes of iris inside it. It's really quite unisex because who wouldn't want to smell clean? It's not sweet, it's not heavy. I can spray myself as much as I want, and I never find this too overbearing, but it does have a really decent sillage for something that's this kind of like light feeling, because I thought that no one could smell me, but I actually got a compliment from one of my colleagues from wearing this, and he was like, this smells really nice. It kind of gives me Byredo Blanche vibes if Blanche was really powdery and really dry, because Blanche is a little bit more sharp. This is a rounder, more soft and powdery kind of like clean scent. Kind of smells like really clean skin, and I highly recommend checking this one out if you like really powdery and clean scents. So the next kind of like release that I want to talk about is Gucci Guilty Absolute Femme. This is surprisingly really good. I was quite surprised because I am not a huge fan of the Gucci Guilty Absolute for men. It's just not my cup of tea. I just find it a bit too medicinal. To me, when I first smelled it, I thought it smelled like a hospital. It just smelled really medicinal and sterile and like just so cold. It felt like to me, the image that I got was like the metal hospital beds, just like where they lay like dead corpses or something on it. Yeah, not a great imagery. But I was actually interested in the Femme, and I was surprised at how well I liked it. In fact, I suggest spraying it on your skin because this is actually a lot more of a complex scent than I thought that it would be. First of all, it uses, I think, a blackberry fruit, which is really tart. It's a tart berryish. You know how like sometimes when you smell something a little bit tart and sour, your mouth starts watering a bit? I actually get that reaction when I smell this perfume. It is not sweet. It does have a fruity element for sure, but it's more succulent and juicy than it is sweet, if you know what I mean. Top notes might be really feminine, but I think that the mid and the base creates a really masculine aura. It kind of almost smells like if you sprayed a male cologne and you spritz like a really fruity female perfume on top. I think the masculine element actually comes from the patchouli that's inside this. It's not really a fruitchouli, the patchouli is really kind of masculine, and it also has this woody element, and I think that's coming from the cypress that's inside. I do smell a little bit of like the rose, which mixes together with the blackberry as well. So when you first initially spray it, you will get a huge blast of blackberry. It's really juicy, dripping, really succulent and tart. And then after that, you get hit with the rose, which is mixing together with the blackberry, and I guess that's why I got the initial impression that it's gonna be really basic. But then as it dries down, it actually amplifies. This lasts a long time on me, and the sillage is really huge for something that I thought wouldn't really jump out on my skin that much. But even at the end of my workday, I could still get whiffs of it, and people can smell it off me, which is saying a lot, because I don't know, I just don't emit a lot of fragrance because I think I'm a naturally really cold-blooded creature, and despite my really low temperatures and my cold-bloodedness, this actually really projects, and I'm pleasantly surprised with this. I highly recommend you check it out. Guys can wear this too because of that really masculine base once it dries down, but you would have to be okay with the kind of like really tutti fruity opening. The next one, really quickly, we're gonna talk about another great release. Took me by surprise because I'm not a fan of this particular fragrance house, and that is Nomade by Chloe. It just launched globally this March, and this is major for Chloe because they have not released a brand new pillar since Love Story, which personally I was not a huge fan of myself. To be honest, Chloe makes amazing scents, alright? They're long-lasting, they're ethereal and light without being heavy on the skin. It projects like mad. Anyone I know who sprays Chloe, I could smell them from a mile away. And you know, you grow anosmic to that scent because it's so kind of light, but it is in the air and it lasts a long time. Even if you can't smell it yourself, trust me, other people can smell it for sure. But the thing is, see, again, I'm gonna tell you why I don't have any Chloe perfumes besides that one. Okay, if you live in Singapore, you will know that the Chloe signature scent is the signature office lady scent. Every office lady I know has Chloe or wears Chloe. I don't know, I don't want to be an office lady, man. Like, no, I don't want to. When I smell it by itself though, I think it'll be a great kind of like wedding scent, or like it's really ethereal smelling to me. But because I smell it in like the central business district especially, or like I know so many girls who wear it and they're all this like really typical office lady types, I have an averseness to that because I personally don't want to be lumped together with them. Not that there's anything wrong with being an office lady, I'm just saying it's just not my personality type, so I don't gravitate towards that sort of scent profile. Going back to Nomade, this is a little bit different than their usual kind of like ethereal floral kind of type. This has a heavy dose of oak moss in it, and that is what intrigues me, and it's probably the thing that I love the most about this fragrance is the oak moss. Not a lot of fragrances now, I guess, they don't really want to put in a lot of oak moss in it because it tends to smell quite dated. Now, oak moss gives it this really strong woody element that have that earthiness, you know, and it uses this plum note. I believe it's like a special kind of plum. I love that they used plum instead of like a regular kind of fruit like strawberries or apple or pineapple or something. Adds that fruity touch, but it's a lot deeper, it's darker, it's almost like winey, like not winey, but like wine-ish. It's really lovely and it's really rounded as well. I think that they also have this like Freesia note inside it. It gives it that floral element that is very befitting of like a Chloe perfume. Freesia itself is not my favorite floral note, but I don't mind it in the combination with the oak moss and the plum. The opening is really citrusy, and then it kind of moves way for like the plum to shine. The plum kind of like mixes together with the Freesia. All this while there's this like at the back throughout the beginning till the very end, you get the strong kind of like oak moss base kind of wafting in and out, and I love that oak moss. It's so different from the Chloe perfumes that I am used to. I think if you are really into niche fragrances, please just avoid the Chloe altogether, because I think you will find it a little bit too boring. True to all Chloe scents, really, oh my god, if you want something that projects, get a Chloe fragrance. I know they seem really light, they seem like nothing. Like you would think that, oh, there's not much of a heavy base to this, like how will it last? Girl, this stuff projects like there's none other. In fact, I just spritzed literally 2 spritzes 2 hours before I had to go for like a event with my colleague, and we were seated in the same taxi and he was literally choking. He was like, oh my god, your perfume is so strong. I was like, are you serious? Because I was like, I mean I can smell it, but I didn't think it was that strong. But his sinuses were acting up and everything. So, you know, spray with caution. If you like oak moss and something a little bit like a fruity wood, then try checking out Nomade. And finally, Miu Miu came out with a new fragrance, and it is this cute pink bottle, Miu Miu Le Rosee. And this is eau de toilette concentration, as opposed to their past 3 releases, which have all been eau de parfum. I'm not a huge fan of Miu Miu's fragrances because their main note is Lily of the Valley. That is the one kind of like note that transcends all of their creations. Lily of the Valley is not my favorite note. The only Lily of the Valley that I like, Cartier's Baiser Vole and Essence de Baiser Vole. Oh man, that Lily of the Valley is killer. I think it's because it's mixed with vanilla and it's so creamy but green at the same time. I do like it the most out of the 4 that they have in the lineup. First of all, the packaging. I love pink. You know I love pink. Inside we have Cassis. I believe there's this Akigalawood inside it, which is actually derived from Patchouli. I thought it was a wood, but it's actually a woody note that they've extracted from Patchouli. Of course, they have Lily of the Valley as well inside it. And the lily is really transparent, really clear and crystalline. It's kind of like, this would be, I would say, out of the 4, this is the youngest. What I mean by that is that this will really appeal to a really young crowd who just wants to smell really young, youthful, spontaneous, really flighty. It's really airy and it just smells like someone who would just go with the flow and just go wherever the wind takes her. It's really nice. My sister loves this scent a lot. She in general really likes she doesn't like overbearing scents. She likes scents that are really joyful, and this is a very joyful scent. It smells really clean and like pristine almost. This is really all about the Cassis and the Lily of the Valley having this kind of like fruity green concoction. Longevity on this one is not great, but the projection for the first hour is insane. It's like wow, I sprayed it and like people could smell it really far on me, but unfortunately the projection does not last that long and the scent itself does not last that long on me. So if you want a long-lasting scent, I don't suggest you get this one. But if you have like a younger sibling, just a daughter or something who wants a really beautiful scent that does not smell juvenile at all but still retaining its youthful nature, then Miu Miu Le Rosee is probably one you would look for. It's really, to me, it's really youthful without being juvenile. Like, it doesn't remind me of like a Victoria's Secret body spray. It's like a mature young adult, if that makes sense. I would imagine someone like Lily Rose Depp to be wearing something like this. How did you guys enjoy that one? Those are all the fragrances that are new for spring that I just want to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this really impromptu video. That's it for me. See you guys next time. Bye!